Hi, this is Lee from Proxylity, and this is an end-to-end kind of real-time walkthrough of the PacketCounter example for Proxylity UDP Gateway. We're going to start out in AWS Cloud Shell, and I'm just going to go ahead and make that full screen so it's a little more readable. So the first thing we're going to need to do is clone the repository from GitHub. Forgive my slow typing. The repo contains several examples, but we're going to work with just the PacketCounter. So we'll go ahead and clone that, and then take a peek at the README in the examples folder here, at the top level. Among the other examples, you'll find variations of the PacketCounter for global deployments, multi-region deployments, a cool custom DNS resolver, and a WireGuard IoT example. But we're just going to focus on the PacketCounter today, and in the PacketCounter directory we have a template and the README. If we take a peek at the README, we'll see the instructions for deploying it, and we're just going to be copying and pasting from there for the most part. If you want to use this under Windows, well, use WSL. So here's the deployment command. It's just a single CloudFormation template, technically SAM, and it's just a single deploy command to get it created in your AWS account. So I'm just going to copy and paste that in, like I said before, and go ahead and get it going. It's going to take a couple minutes to complete. Most of that time is creating the IAM role that's used by Proxylity on your behalf. Updating the stack is much quicker since that role is already going to exist. Creating or updating the Proxylity resources themselves takes literally seconds. Maybe I should walk through that in another video. So once it's deployed, we'll have a UDP service available, and we'll have never touched any instances or containers along the way. All this template is creating here is a Lambda function to handle the packets, and the configuration necessary for Proxylity to stand up the listener and direct route packets to that Lambda. It's amazingly smooth from the developer experience point of view. Since we have a little bit of time to kill, I'll just mention that using Cloud Shell here is kind of really cool. It makes making these videos super easy. I don't need to configure the CLI credentials or anything else. It all just works. Well, mostly. All right, so that stack has been created. It was that quick, even with the IAM role. So the next step here is going into the README and checking it, and it looks like it's grabbing a couple of outputs from the stack. So we're going to have this. We're going to use the CLI to describe the stack, and then grab a couple environment variables from the outputs. Again, just copying and pasting. All right. Let's check out that has the values that we need. And it does not. Uh-oh. So let's figure out what's going on here. So it didn't create dang. So we didn't export the parameters. Yeah, we need to just add export to those two commands. I'm going to go and fix that in the README here after the video. So now let's check again that we have what we need. And there we go, that's better. So that's the endpoint information that we're going to need to connect to Proxylity and send packets and receive responses from that new listener we created. And we'll do that using netcat. So we're just going to echo a test packet to it using this command, again from the README, copy and paste it in here. Oh, and there's one of the issues with using Cloud Shell is that it's a very Spartan environment, and in this case, NCAT isn't installed, so we're going to have to go ahead and install it. And it's yum, not apt. Waiting. And it doesn't have NCAT. Maybe it has NC. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the nmap tool, which contains the NCAT command. So there we go. So now we have it. So we're just going to need to grab the command and run it. And why isn't it work? Oh, a new line snuck into the command there. Yeah, we need to edit that new line out because we copied and pasted a new line, which shouldn't have been there. There we go. And there's the expected response of 1 because we sent one packet, send another packet, we get another response of 1. So we can try to send multiple packets, multiple messages. 1, 2, 3. And we get back 1. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. It just sends one big message. What we're going to need to do is, why don't we just test it manually? We'll just use ncat raw. Just copy and paste that connection information. Nice thing about using netcat is we can just mash the enter button to send multiple packets. There's our endpoint and port. I'll just paste those in. And now every time we hit enter, it's going to send a new packet. So we can say hello, and it'll echo 1. We can say world, and it should echo 1 again. And then if we just mash the command line or send multiple messages, we should see those numbers go up. So we got a couple of highs in there, enter, enter. You can see a couple of 2 responses, hold it down for a while. We see some 5s, where that just means that Proxylity has received a batch of 5 packets and responded that, yeah, with the packet counter that there were 5 packets in that batch. So that's it. That seems to work. That's all there is to this packet counter advantage. It's kind of hard to send packets quickly. So let's pop over into Proxylity console and just see what's over there. And lo and behold, yeah, there's the listener we just created, and the destination, it calls out that it was created by a CloudFormation stack using the custom resources, and then all the configuration information that we put in that you can see in the template is in there. You just got to go poke around in the template. We could do some click ops here, but let's not. If we do pop over to the usage page, though, we can see that that testing we did with ncat just now sent 93 packets. So it's good to see that reflected here in the console. Comforting. Right, so cleanup time. Let's go check out the README and see how to clean up this example. Again, surprise, surprise, it's going to be a CloudFormation delete stack command. I'll just go ahead and paste that into Cloud Shell, and that runs asynchronously, so there's no way to tell if it really worked. Well, there is, but that's foreshadowing. Let's just look over and on the Proxylity console again and make sure that the resources over there at least disappeared. Head on over to the dashboard, and lo and behold, they are indeed gone. So we go back into the Cloud Shell, and we can just ask CloudFormation to describe the stack, and it's going to say, I'm sorry, I can't, because it's no longer there. And that's the confirmation we need that it's actually been deleted. And that's the end-to-end testing. I think that's, what are we, 8 minutes in, a little more than 8 minutes in, and we've not only set up a UDP service with global service, but also removed it in that time. Not so bad.